Alright guys, welcome back. I'll make a really serious videos that I got my hand on. Alright, I'm Timmy Trent. You're linked to the fire within and to God. Alright guys, you got a power. You can change anything in your life anytime you want to. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're living in. You can live in like Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, another planet, right? This will apply to you. Right? I mean, this will help you. But it's up to you. You know, God gives you the free will. No man can control you unless you let him do. Right? God creates everything, have a consequence, have an action. Now, a lot of people afraid the consequence is because as you grow, as you were born to this universe, you got to grow to use your power. And a lot of time, you got to learn to use your power. A lot of times you learn from the people you're around with, right? And a lot of times people around you don't know better, right? The good thing they know how to work because they were taught how to work. They're taught to go to school, to follow orders, all kind of stuff like that, right? They didn't pay other people to teach you, right? So that's our society, right? They've been able to teach you how to build. To maintain, to follow God, to have orders, right? Because God put things in orders, right? And He wanted you to understand that, so that way you can you just like you get in the car, right? You got to stay on the road. You got to know how. That's why they have road light, all kind of stuff like that. So way people don't go crazy. If you don't have road light, everything like that. Everybody gonna run into each other, right? So we had to have, structures where we can follow them, and to make us, stay in line, or we'd be destruction, right? That's the way it is, whether you like it or not. We are creatures that are able to build things to help us, right? And that's why we got intelligence to use that intelligence to help us make better decisions, right? But like you say, sometimes we think that we can do things with our own hand instead we ask God for guidance, right? So when you do that, you think you can do whatever you want to do, and when into this world, you're gonna do whatever you wanted to do, right? Or this universe, you're gonna do what you want to do. There's guidelines to everything. When you go on space, you gotta have a suit to protect you. Everything somewhere you go to, you got a thing to protect you. Like every job, you have a thing that you use to do that job, right? But if you don't, what happened? You can never do the job. You could do destruction, right? You gotta have some kind of orders to function with other people. When you have, people that believe in God and people don't believe in God, how can you function in a society that, one can do whatever they want to do, the other that, follow strict, law. But by the end of the day, you think about it, the believer and non-believer, they live in the same space, right? So they gotta follow some kind of law. So what happened? They didn't follow God law, they follow man law. God law, they can prosper, have them prosper. Man law, destruction, war, fighting, all kind of stuff like that, right? Because they don't follow God law, they follow man law. Man law is just designed to steal, to take from you, right? To fine you, like they tax you, they regulate you, and any entity that that take your money and energy, right? They steal from you. That's the way it is. But it's not their fault. They created a system so the way they can maintain you because you're the one who don't follow God law. So the people that don't follow God law don't speak out. So you're in the same space, right? Because you live in the same space. So you're going to face the same consequence if you don't speak out what you know of God. That way you can change the people that in their minds, so that way they can live a better life. They suffer. They suffer because when they suffer, what happened? Because when they don't follow God law, they're going to suffer. Right? They're going to suffer, mentally. And a lot of them somehow become really wealthy, but not really happy, not really peaceful, right? And of course, there's a percent of people that, there's already a percent of people that, get it right. But most people get lost because most people in a survival mode, right? So when you're in survival mode, you don't want to, like animals. So like God is not in play because you're too busy in survival mode. So you don't want to carry on a belief of God or something like that, right? You just find out, whatever please you. That's it. Whatever please you or give you the attention. Then, you do that, right? Instead of believing God, they give you all the attention. They give you everything that you need because He created everything, right? But that's how it works, guys. We all born into this world, and we gotta learn, how to use our power properly. And it depends on you're willing to learn or not, right? You learn to run beyond your circle, right? Because think about this: if I give you a destination and I give you, one road, one long road, or I can give you like many other different road, shortcut, or the road that has a lot of scenery, or the road that that have a lot of bad scenery, or the long road, right? But it's up to you to pick, right? So that's how things work, guys. If you don't believe in God, then you're gonna have to take a long road, and some of you are gonna take the bad road, and some of you take windy road and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you believe in God, you take the scenery road, the peaceful road, right? And that's all it is. But it's up to you, right? You make the decision. Now, if you want, you can have other people, riding that road for you, with you. If you, think in the same direction. If you don't, then it's going to be struggle. It's going to be hard, sometimes. Most of the time, will it? Because God hold everything together and stuff like that. But that's how it's go, guys. I hope you pick a better road. If you're on the wrong road, and you're on the wrong road, but you've been suffering, right? And you're not. You seem like you're hitting a dead end, right? And you just got, you got to pick another road and believe in God, Jesus Christ, and follow the commandment and change your life. That's how simple it is. Or you can make it complicated, or you can just go round, and one day, then you come back and realize you could waste years. But it's up to you, right? But God give you the power, right? You can let other man, force you or convince you to believe in their idol or cult, whatever that you want. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to come back to God. If you don't want to come back to God, you just lost. I mean, this is it. I mean, that's just a life you chose, right? So, but it's all up in your hand, right? It's all in your hand, and all something that you must decide, right? I'm here just to help you guys, give you the information, but it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not forcing you nothing. I'm not. I'm just saying the good news of God, right? So it's up to you to, to look at your life and say, you know what, I want to be a better life, and who can be my coach? Who can be with me, hold my hand all the time? And that's God, Jesus Christ. And the Ten Commandments to guide your power. All right, guys, have a good day.